update. Now this morning, a bear on the loose near Queens Creek and Ellsworth. Okay, this is video we just shot in the last hour. I need to share this with you. It's kind of crazy seeing this bear on the loose. This is just aerial footage that we had live on our Skycam. We were streaming this for over an hour, just the search for the bear. I mean, I'm trying to see if we can find where exactly. You can see people just looking for the bear. I'm just kind of scrolling through our YouTube clip from earlier today, see if I can spot the bear specifically. Let's see. Where is the bear? I guess we're still searching for the bear. I'll try to have someone find that bear video shortly. But in the meantime, we did get word that the bear was contained about 40 minutes ago. We actually spoke with Darren Julian from Arizona Game and Fish shortly after. So let me bring that clip up for you guys.
The game plan is to have a couple of officers kind of stand by on scene in case we get any other calls, in case he moves back out into open areas or we get another visual on him. Yeah, the plan is to tranquilize him and then take a look at him, see what the health is. It's kind of an odd time of year for a bear to be out moving around this time of year. Well, from visual, we know that this bear is what we call a yearling bear. So anywhere from probably best guess, two-year-old bear, about 125 pound bear, so a young bear, like I said, it's unusual for this time of year for bears to be out. Right now, they're thinking about putting on some weight and actually trying to hibernate for the winter. So the hard part about interacting with him in that location in there is just so thick. Whether it's hard to see the bear in order to tranquilize him. Also, even if we did put a dart in this bear, if it ran for a couple hundred yards, it could get lost in there as well. So as far as danger is concerned, that's why we pulled back. What really wasn't in our best interest to be in there and not being able to see where this bear is coming and going, and we don't feel right now that it's an immediate human safety threat right now. So we pulled back and we're going to kind of wait him out a little bit.
So the thought is that he came down where, Superstition?
Probably further east than that, probably up in the Pinal Mountains, Globe area. Probably got down into the Gila River, and we've seen this happen before. A few years back, we had a bear show up in Sun Lakes. So sometimes, and it's typically these younger bears that, as they're getting pushed around by bigger bears, they're trying to find their own niche in the world. So they just kind of, find a location and start going and hope to find their own little spot in the world. These animals and most wild animals are that try to get close, and they have kind of a comfort zone around them. And depending on how comfortable those animals are around people, that comfort zone can get shrink. But typically bears don't like being around people, and they tend to shy away from people. So when we broke that comfort zone level, that's when they take off running.
So right now for the community, one thing that's good is that he's running from you guys and not standing around going, what's going on?
Right, he's doing what he should be doing. He's fearful of people. Best case scenario, if there was, a bigger tree in that area where we could have got him up in a tree, that's where they try to go to hide and feel safe, is to climb a good tree. Fortunately, that's not the case in that area. It could say, these bears, when it starts getting warm, the sun starts hitting them, they got a good layer of fat on them, so they like to, get in the shade and lay low during the day. So he may not move until this evening. So we'll see, and depending on which way he wants to go, we've had bears come into the valley, had reports of them, and then they just disappear. They either find their way back out, or something else happens to them that we've never seen them. So.
Advice to the people that live around.
All right, guys, I'm still trying. I really want to share this bear video with you. So I did pull up our YouTube clip. Let's see. Obviously, this is about over an hour of bear watching video. So I don't have the time code on just yet, but if I can find this bear, see where it is. Man. Alright, I have separate bear video. Give me 1 second. There we go. There's the bear. We have the bear. This is video of the bear running through the fields earlier. Again, as we mentioned before, there was a bear on the loose earlier this morning. You can just see the bear on the loose. It's running really fast. And as threatening as some people may perceive it, it kind of looks cute while it's running through the field. So this is a video, again, shot in the last hour and a half of the bear. Again, this is near Queens Creek and Ellsworth. The bear just roaming around. This is aerial footage we shot earlier. The bear is no longer on the loose, in case you are just tuning in. The bear was contained in the... you may have heard Darren Julian from Arizona Game and Fish speak about the search and the capture. And let's just watch this bear. It's a fun video to watch. It's always interesting when the bear just stops and turns around. It's like, what is the bear thinking as he's prancing through these fields? It's like, stop, look. Alright, well that was just great video that I had to share with you guys. That bear on the loose, again, as I mentioned, it has been contained. The bear is no longer on the loose, but it was still interesting to watch that video. Meanwhile, today is a big day for undocumented immigrants. They are now eligible for an Arizona driver's license. Governor Jan Brewer issued an order hoping to prevent undocumented immigrants who qualify for deferred action from being eligible to receive a state license. But the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals overturned her order, and the U.S. Supreme Court barred Arizona from enforcing the law. In fact, Governor Jan Brewer issued a statement in which it read, "The right to determine who is issued a driver's license is reserved for the states, not the federal government or an elected judiciary. It is outrageous that Arizona is being forced to ignore longstanding state law and comply with the flawed federal court mandate. Arizona has the constitutional right and authority to enforce state statute. This right must be protected, it must be defended, and as long as I'm governor, I will do exactly that." And meanwhile, Sheriff Joe Arpaio continues his fight against President Obama's plan to spare nearly 5 million undocumented immigrants from deportation. He is now taking it to court. In fact, a lawyer for Arpaio will try to convince a judge that the immigration system is not really broken and that the president's program will pave the way for more illegal immigrants to enter the country and commit crimes. Now, last month, Obama announced his executive action, prioritizing the removal of immigrants who are a threat to national security or public safety. The plan is expected to spare nearly 5 million people from deportation. And it was a tragic weekend for the New York Police Department after a gunman shot and killed 2 officers who were sitting in their car Saturday afternoon. We're now hearing from family members of one of the victims. Fox's Joel Waldman has more.
The family of murdered police officer Rafael Ramos urging unity, thanking the public for coming out to a candlelight vigil to honor this fallen husband, father, and son.
I hope and pray that we can reflect on this tragic loss of lives that have occurred so that we can move forward and find an amicable path to a peaceful coexistence.
The public gathered to remember officers Winjin Liu and Rafael Ramos, who were shot to death while sitting in their marked patrol car in the Bed-Stuy section of Brooklyn Saturday afternoon. The alleged gunman, 28-year-old Ismail Brinsley, who later took his own life, had an extensive criminal history. Even his own mother was reportedly afraid of him.
His mother goes on to state he had a very troubled childhood and was often violent.
Brinsley, who also shot an ex-girlfriend in Baltimore before driving to New York, reportedly carried out the shootings as revenge for the deaths of Michael Brown and Eric Garner at the hands of police. President Obama, who's vacationing with his family in Hawaii, issued a statement condemning any violence, urging words of calm, calling for prayer, patient dialogue, and sympathy for the friends and family of the fallen. President Obama expressing his concern to the Philadelphia Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey. He's co-chair of the President's Task Force on 21st Century Policing. Meanwhile, Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson visiting the site where those two police officers were murdered. In Washington, Joel Waldman, Fox News.
Thanks for that update, Joel. Now, I want to actually look at the 10-day forecast for those of you who are staying in the area and not traveling this holiday season. Let's see what we have in store for weather this weekend. All right, it looks like it is going to be a very pleasant holiday season. You can see really just sunshine, partly cloudy conditions. Average temperatures average around this time of the year is 65, so we have a little bit above average temperatures throughout the week. You can see Santa over there in the graphic throwing out gifts. It looks like Santa's very happy. It's probably because he's in Arizona at that moment and enjoying the sunshine. Then the weekend, still pleasant, sunny, partly cloudy conditions on Friday. Looks like sunny Saturday. Just a lot of sunshine. Temperatures do dip a bit next week in terms of the lows, dropping down to 41 and even into the 30s expected on Wednesday. So a little chilly, but you know, I can't complain because though 38 degrees is chilly here, we have it a lot better than people on the East Coast, right? And speaking of, you know, other parts of the country, anyone traveling today, just a reminder that the TSA recommends that you do not gift wrap your packages when going through security. And in fact, you can actually have your gifts wrapped at Sky Harbor's Terminal 4 today until 4 p.m. So if you're headed to the airport today, remember you can take advantage of that free gift wrapping in Terminal 4. Thanks for watching Fox 10 News Now. I'm Samia Khan, and as always, to get all of your updates, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Fox10Phoenix. I'm Samia Khan. Thanks for watching.